When cruising Carnival, make sure you know what your VIFP status is. First time cruisers are blue card, second time cruisers are red card, and that's when your perks kind of start kicking in. When you are red card, you're entitled to a free large bottle of water. It's 1.5 liters of water. A lot of people don't know this and think that they can't get the water till they're gold, which is the next level, but it's actually red. I'm going to show a little screenshot of the perks so you guys can look them over yourself, but make sure you're getting everything for free that you can get. One of the biggest complaints I think I've heard over the time that I've been cruising is that a lot of the refrigerators in your cabins do not get cold. And there is a trick to this, right? The refrigerators are in a little cabinet. So you want to try to make sure that you're keeping that cabinet door open to let the air circulate. So what I do is I normally purchase water from Carnival and I take an empty water bottle and I put it in between the cabinet door to prop that cabinet door open a little bit. That way airflow can get in and my refrigerator stays cold. I know a lot of people use towel clips to hold the cabinet door open. That's fine too. I personally don't bring the towel clips because I don't use them, but I always can use the water bottle that I've already used. Another cruise tip for you is that if you don't get the Cheers package, but you still enjoy wine, you should look into getting the Cruise the Vineyard package. And what it is you can get 3 bottles of wine in the main dining room or delivered to your stateroom for $81 or 5 bottles of wine for $126. There is also a premium wine package where you can get 3 bottles for 124 or 5 for 193. So when you count the bottle of wine that you're allowed to bring on board with you, you could either have 4 bottles of wine or 6 bottles of wine total, and that should definitely get you through your whole cruise. So depending on what's on your budget, this is definitely a really good option. So, something I get asked a lot from other cruisers, especially new cruisers, is when should they book their next cruise after your first cruise? A lot of people wonder if you should do it while you're already on board or if you should wait till you get home. I highly suggest waiting until you get home. In fact, I suggest waiting approximately 2 to 3 weeks after you get home, especially if you dabble in the casino at all. And by at all, I mean, even if you play $20 a day in the casino, I would highly wait to book your next cruise because odds of you getting a discount cruise offer is very, very high. There is really no perks with Carnival to book your next cruise while you are on board. So keep that in mind. I have another cruise tip for you guys, and this is one that I personally did not know when I first started cruising. But a lot of the places that you're going to visit require you to use reef safe sunscreen. You cannot just go into Walmart, grab whatever sunscreen you want, and use it. They do require the reef safe sunscreen. So you're really going to have to look at the bottle to make sure that's what you have. And the reason that they do this is because they want to avoid the chemicals going into the ocean to destroy the corals and the reefs. It's very important, you know, so just make sure that you're checking your sunscreen. Even if you're going to a port that doesn't require it, I still buy it because the next port I go to might. And not to mention less chemicals is always good. Another cruising tip when cruising Carnival is on your Hub app, there is a section called Account Summary. And this account summary gets updated minute by minute and it shows all the charges that you have made, except with the arcade. Sometimes that takes about 4 hours to post. But my tip is make sure you guys are checking this regularly. Sometimes when people order drinks and the waiters write down your full folio number. They'll write down the wrong folio number, and sometimes you can get charged for someone else's drink. I've seen situations like this happen. It's personally happened to me before. Had I have not looked at that, I probably wouldn't have known, and I would have just paid for this person's drink. If you do get overcharged for something or charged for something that isn't yours, make sure you go to guest services and get that taken care of. But please check your account summary regularly. I have a money saving tip for you that has to do with cruising. Did you know that you do not have to be a senior to sign up for AARP? And the reason I bring this up is because with AARP, when you sign up, you just have to pay the yearly fee, which is $12.95, I think. Sometimes they do run a promo to make it $9.99. But the great thing about this is you can purchase gift cards on AARP, and the gift cards are 10% off. So they have $100 gift cards, which cost $90, and they also have $500 gift cards, which cost $450. And the awesome thing about this is you can buy your gift cards and then use them to pay for your cruise, so you're getting even further of a discount. So definitely check out AARP and just know that it's not only for seniors. Anybody at any age can sign up and get these benefits. So Carnival Cruise tip number 41 is to try to leave to get to the port or the general area of the port the night before. And the reason I say this is because if anything happens that day, then you're really out a lot of money if you can't make it to your cruise. Sure, leaving the day before is really not budget friendly at all, but missing your cruise is not budget friendly either. And this also goes for booking your transportation to get home, whether it's a flight or a train. It really doesn't matter. Just make sure you're giving yourself enough time to get there in case there is error on the ship. This is going to be Carnival Cruise tip number 42. If you guys have not checked out my other cruising tips, definitely check out below. So number 42 is if you do not want to purchase the Wi-Fi, but you are cruising with other people, kids, adults, it doesn't matter. Anybody with a phone in your group or even not in your group, I highly suggest getting on the Hub app and purchasing the chat feature. This feature costs $5 for each person that wants to purchase it, and it's just $5 for the whole cruise. It is not for the day, it is for the entire cruise. And you can search people's names, but it also has the people that you're specifically cruising with already on there. So if they also purchase the chat feature, then you guys are able to text back and forth within the Hub app. Carnival Cruise tip number 43. This one pertains to Half Moon Cay and Princess Cay. Something I did not know is when you go to these islands, because they are Carnival's private islands, you cannot use a debit card, a credit card, or cash there. They only take your sail and sign card. So if you use a cash account like I do, and you might be planning on paying cash at port for, little keychains or whatever you might want to buy, and you don't have enough money on your sail and sign card, make sure to do that before you leave the cruise ship. Add some more cash at the kiosk or at guest services, because if not, you're going to end up doing what I did and having to take the tender boat all the way back to the ship, add some more cash, then going back to the port, and then being able to purchase what you want to purchase. Carnival Cruise tip number 44. Do not pack or wear camouflage gear or outfits. In a lot of ports, it's actually banned. They do not allow you to wear it. You can actually get in trouble for it. So any of the t-shirts that you might have, shorts, anything like that, just don't wear it. Don't bring it. Opt for something else instead. I normally just don't bring any camouflage with me at all. Carnival Cruise tip number 45. Did you know that onboard credit can be used even before you get on the ship? Many people get onboard credit when they book their cruises through special rates. That can be used for dining, for excursions. You can really use it on anything you want to use it on, except gratuities. I do not believe you can use it for gratuities. You can use it for the Cheers package, the Bubbles package, whatever you want to purchase beforehand, you can use it for that. Now, when you get on board, it can also be used for anything, including the casino. And that's normally what I do. I will take some of my onboard credit and I use it in the casino and I try to win a little bit of cash that way. So just keep that in mind. If you have onboard credit, it can really be used for almost anything before and during your cruise. This is Carnival Cruise tip number 46. When you get on your cruise on the first day, take a look on the Hub app on your phone at all of the menus for the dining room. You can check them all out that day. And then you can see if there's not a specific menu that you're really feeling, then you can go ahead and book specialty dining if that's what you wanted to do. I know that normally on an 8-day cruise, there is 1 or 2 menus that I really don't care for. And in that case, when I was on Mardi Gras, I did go to specialty dining those nights. The specialty dining like Cucina and Chibang on Mardi Gras is free, so I did not have to pay for it. But specifically for other cruises, other cruise ships, I should say, specialty dining is not free. But if you're not feeling a main dining room menu that night and you're not really going to want to go to the buffet, this kind of gives you a heads up like, hey, I might need to book specialty dining for that night. I normally do not book specialty dining in advance because I like to see the menus first when I get on the ship. That way I can plan out what night I know I'm really not going to like the main dining room menu. If you did happen to book specialty dining before you got on your cruise, and when you do get on the cruise, you realize, oh no, I kind of wish I did specialty dining for the next night or a different night than you did book it. Keep in mind, you can change it, but if you wait too long, I believe less than 24 hours, they still do charge you. So that's why I say, as soon as you get on the ship, make sure you look at the menus so you can see if you need to make any adjustments. Okay, I have Carnival Cruise tip number 48 for you, and this can really be applied to any cruise line, to be honest, but the tip is to just take it easy on the first day. Embarkation day, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of lines, there's a lot of waiting in most cases, unless you're sailing from Baltimore, and then you really don't experience that. But other port areas, it can be kind of hectic. And then when you get on board, you know, there's a lot to do, a lot to see. You're amped up, you kind of want to do everything, go to the club, go to the shows. Just a word of advice, take it easy, you know, get some rest and then wake up the next day and go do everything that you wanted to do.